Okay, hi, I know it's been a while, and I apologize. So, I'm sorry I haven't been vlogging during my spring break like I said I would, but basically, we haven't done anything worth vlogging. Or the things that we have done, I didn't have my camera because it was dead. So, basically this is what happened. My first 2 days of spring break, it was just constant family time. Like, it was having dinner and family meetings and things like that about upcoming events. Like, one of my cousins is getting married in May, and then that carried over into the next day, and yeah, that's just crazy. Then after that, it was trips to Seattle for doctor's appointments, and I did have you guys, but doctor's appointments, it was just a physical. Like, there's nothing wrong with me or anything like that, but that's one of those personal things that I think should not be put on the internet, because, you never know what you're going to find out in there, and I commend people that do it. For example, Charles Trippy, when he had the head injury. By the way, dude looks pretty good bald. And I'm actually repping Internet Killed Television today. Just put on a shirt. With the vlogs, I'm sorry, I really am. I want to vlog. There are days where I want to pick up a camera and vlog, but I just don't do it, because it's like, I don't have the time. So, now I do have the time, and this is basically going to be a vlog. Not very entertaining. It's just going to be me explaining why the heck I haven't been vlogging. So like I said, I haven't been vlogging because there hasn't really been anything to vlog. When I haven't been going to doctor's appointments or been a total dingus and left my camera someplace, or it's not charged, we've pretty much been doing nothing. It's just like, yeah, it's just, we just haven't been doing anything. At least I haven't. My family, they're not into vlogging. They only bear witness to me vlogging them. And yeah. But to keep busy, I've been jumping on a couple of bandwagons, and the latest one is this. The Hunger Games. I kept seeing the commercials, and I had never heard of the books until I started hearing about the film. And the more I heard about the film, the more I was like, this sounds pretty interesting. So I decided to go and get the first book from Costco, and I'm about a little over half the way through it. I'm on page 233, and I'm loving it, actually. It's amazing. It's a little scary, I will guarantee you that. Like, that it's messed up in a way. I mean, it's a reflection on society, totally, but it's messed up. But great at the same time. Maybe I'm just a morbid person in that, right? But then so would billions of other people that fell in love with the book series. And then another bandwagon I will be jumping on. So we're coming into spring term. The weather's starting to get nicer, although... Let me show you. Uh-oh, now Riley's panicking. Let me just show you. Riley, what are you panicking? Oh, there's Augie. That's his buddy. BRB. Sorry for that minor interruption. Riley's buddy was out there, and I wanted to let him play. He hasn't been out much because he did something stupid to his paw and has been limping. Because he's a dog. Anyway, as you can see outside, it's gloom and doom and cold, and the weather could not make up its mind today. Like, seriously, I went over to Walgreens, one side of the river, dumping rain, windy, cold, other side of the river, warm, sunshine. Couldn't figure it out. Anyways, what was I talking about? I was talking about jumping on bandwagons. So, this spring is the time, spring break, or spring in general, is the time when people decide, I'm gonna be proactive, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna eat healthy, things like that. Well, I strive to do that yearly. I need to slow down. Bleh. I strive to do that, just yearly, just, be in shape, but sometimes, things get in the way. Like, for example, I'm a college student, I'm on a budget, and the healthy stuff is always expensive. And also, the school doesn't always offer the healthiest of options. Or their healthy options are just like the, is this actually food option? Anyway, for spring for me, I actually want to focus more on being physically active. I do pretty good at maintaining a decent diet. I do give in to like certain bad foods, things like burgers, shakes, whatnot. But I try not to do it as much as I used to. And I mostly just want to focus on being more physically active. Winter in the Pacific Northwest, it's cold, it's rainy, or snow, and you just don't want to go outside, and it's very much the I would rather stay in bed and sleep the rest of the day kind of weather. But now the weather's getting a little warmer, we still have rain, but that's, that's the Northwest 75% of the year. And I want to get out and start, going, maybe not going running. I've tried doing the running thing. Just, no. I hate track and field. I hated it when I was a kid, and I still just hate it. If I run, it's on a treadmill, and it's for 5 minutes, and it's to warm up and to cool down. Everything else is usually like weightlifting. And for me, a lot of people say for me because of my height, that's a compensation thing. I'm trying to build muscle to compensate for my height. Which, yes, I'm totally doing that. Not afraid to admit it. I'm not a very tall guy, and I don't look it. I'm kind of, and that's because I haven't been working out. But I'm also a little on the overweight size for my height, but only by like 10 pounds, I believe. So, I want to get down to that weight, or at least maybe change that overweight to muscle rather than fat. And I know that's going to take a lot of work, and rather than starting in the summer when it's going to be too hot and I'm not going to be motivated to do it, I'm going to use the vlogs, the continuing of my vlogs, if not to entertain you guys, the internet, to motivate myself to be healthy and active and to get up and go to the gym. And fortunately for me, my schedule for the spring term of my classes allows me, time in the mornings, 3 days a week to get up and go to the gym, shower, and then go to class or whatever. And just that one little hour or 2 hours of time could really make a difference for me in the summer when I'm going to be working. And then we go to this chapter. This summer I'm going to be working. I have to get a real job, make some real money. I don't know where yet. I've filled out an application and for the Porter Hood River, and they've got 2 openings. They've got kind of a maintenance job, and then they have like a concessions and parking attendant job. I'm going to try to go for that one because it's a real, I don't have any real good maintenance skills. I know how to paint, and I know how to use basic tools like screwdrivers, hammers, wrenches, things like that. A drill. I can't do like the huge industrial stuff, and I'm a people person, hence the reason I do this. I can communicate with people pretty well, and that's always nice. And that's what being a parking attendant would be, and a concessions person, because you have to deal with people. My only problem with that is I don't have much cashier experience. I mean, I figure it's all these days everything's on computer and it's really press of a button. But this is the port of Hood River that we're talking about, and it's not the it's not the most high tech place, but we'll see. If I can't get a job there, there's openings as a waiter at 2 restaurants, and even at the resort, which is nice. I prefer a job to be outside because summer weather out here, especially in June, is just perfect. By July, though, it gets kind of to that blistering hot. You don't really want to be outside. It's kind of sticky and gross. But We'll see what I get, but overall, I don't want it. I don't want it to affect the vlogs, even though I know it will. It'll just be up to my boss if he's okay with me vlogging at work or after work or before work or even vlogging at all. If he doesn't, that could. If any boss has a problem with me being on the internet, that could be, just trouble in general for me. Getting a job. And fortunately, I would like to think that today people are embracing the internet and YouTube and things like that a lot more. I am doing work for YouTube, but or actually really for Google and AdSense. I do that whole thing. If you're a YouTuber in general, you know that. And I want to do the YouTube Partner Program, but I don't have enough subscribers, enough hits, things like that, and that takes time. I realize that, and time and patience, and being consistent, and that's a big problem for me. And it's because I lose focus, or I run out, or I don't have the time, or I wind up in places where they don't like cameras. So we'll see how well this goes. Anyway, that is my update as to why I have not been vlogging in the future of the vlogs. The reason why I called the fitness thing jumping on the bandwagon, because lots of people, over half the vloggers on YouTube are about weight loss or eating healthy or things like that, and exercise. And I know that can be the most annoying thing on the planet. Like, I will be honest. So I'm a huge Shaytards fan, as well as a CTFXC fan. And I would actually get aggravated with Shay when he would talk about his marathon or about weight loss or things like that. But in the end, when I go back and I look at like vlogs from 2 years ago, from 3 years ago, and I look at 285-pound big beard Shay, and then I look at now, like what, 175-pound beardless crew cut Shay, I'm like, wow, he actually did it. He was motivated. And if it wasn't for you guys on YouTube, the people that watch him, and people like me, or just his own natural drive, and even just doing the vlogs for him to keep track of how much weight he's lost, and just kind of as a reminder for him not to ever get that way again. And that was really inspiring to me. And even the fact that he ran the marathon was inspiring to me. I mean, I hate running. I don't want to do it. I would never choose to do a marathon. But just the fact that he did it was really amazing. And so I'm kind of jumping onto that bandwagon, because if the vlogs aren't entertaining for you, at least for me, it's a way to keep track and stay motivated for my goals, and that's what I'm kind of getting at. So anyway, just wanted to update you guys about what's going on and things like that, and yeah, here we go.